you wanted to scream. Maybe you've been mad because someone has said something really hurtful to you. Or maybe what's made you mad is the fact that maybe someone has blamed you for something that you know that you didn't do. Or how about getting really angry because someone has broken your favorite toy? When I was a kid, besides loving to climb trees and going off to the mud ball battles with my brother and his friends, I used to really like to play with dolls. And some of my favorite dolls were Barbies. And I had about 2 or 3 Barbies. And one day I decided that I would go into my closet in my toy box and I would pull out my Barbies because I wanted to play that day with my Barbies. And as I was pulling each Barbie out of the box, I was horrified. Each Barbie I pulled out, I discovered had been given a new look. Someone had taken a black ink pen and had drawn a beard and a mustache on all of my Barbies. I discovered later on that the villain was my brother, and I was so mad at him. I was so mad at him. I was trying to figure out things I could do to his cars and Hot Wheels and all that stuff, but how many of you have been angry like that? I think all of you, if you all take a look around, you look at your loving Christian friends, and everyone has felt anger. You look around, and the reality is that our nice, church-going Christian friends all have felt anger at some point or another in their lives. And you know what? It's okay. Because anger is an emotion that we all feel. In fact, I think sometimes anger can be a good thing because anger will give us the courage to maybe stand up for someone. Or anger will give us the courage to say what's right and get upset about injustice. The problem is not anger. The problem is what you do with anger. See, at home I have a couple of dogs. One of them is a big lab mixed dog, and I would call that dog a saint. She's cute, she likes to cuddle, she'll give you her paw when you ask for it, she tends to be very obedient. Her name is Chiquita. Then I have this other dog, and he's a little chihuahua, and he thinks he's a bulldog. In fact, today is his birthday. His name is Taquito, and today Taquito turns 12. In dog years, that's old. And you'd think that because he's older, he's grumpy, but the reality is that he's been grumpy since he's been a puppy. And Taquito is pretty much a cute dog, and I have to say after 12 years I love that dog, but I need to be real. The dog has a horrible mood. He's got a bad temper, and this cute little furry animal can transform into a monster. Let's take a look. Isn't he precious? That was right after Vespers last night. The reality is that when we get angry, kind of like that, we can transform into someone that we don't want to be. And when we don't control our anger, oftentimes things like this happen. We start to speak and stuff spews out. And it starts off maybe, it's probably something small and insignificant, but with the words that come out of our mouth, we make it a huge deal. And then we continue to say stuff that's hurtful and mean. And then what comes out of our mouth can be even kind of poisonous. And then we realize that we're saying stuff that later on we can't take back. Sometimes it sounds like this too. It's horrible. And you think out of this little thing you get all this. It's incredible, all the hurtful things that people can say to each other. And they just keep coming and coming. And the reality is that after we've said it all, we think that we've vented and that it feels good, but it doesn't. And then you're left feeling kind of empty. And then you're left feeling like, oh my goodness, how do I take it back? Let me figure out how to put it all back in here. And we can't, because it's impossible, because you just can't take it back. So the Bible gives such great advice. And some of the best advice I found is in Proverbs 29:11, and it says, fools let out their anger. Wise people know how to hold it in. God bless you.